Hey, someone once said, a gangster said, a guy who wrote a book, not a very good book, but it was very funny, an ex-mafia guy in New York who's, he wrote a book, tips for like businessmen, because he said if you can be in the mafia, you can give a lot of tips to businessmen. And he was talking about stuff, and he had a great statement. Said, if you're not afraid to die, you can fight anybody. So, oh, look at this. What is that? My photography is really an outgrowth of who I am my whole life. I mean, I guess like anybody, I wanted love and I didn't feel maybe loved enough, and so it's nice to get close. There was a relation between me and them, and they were in the right situation at the right time. And I don't take a lot of pictures, even before the portraits. In the street, I take very few pictures, because as I got older, I've become more and more critical, and the bar has gotten higher, because when you've taken some good pictures in your life, that's what counts, the good pictures, not the mediocre ones. But of course, you have to have a vision. You have to be able to determine what makes a good picture. She's out. Go. If you miss a picture by this much, you miss it by a mile, okay? It doesn't matter. It still misses. Now show me what he shot yesterday. Leave this in, okay? Can you leave that in? Out. Out. I used to look at many books and magazines, especially books, and I'd see which photographers I admired, which photographs I really liked, and I would try to discern how they got that picture, which lens they used, where they stood, and I learned from that, okay? And then you use that, what you've seen, and you put it into experience by going on the street and taking those pictures, okay? Fortunately, after X amount of years, you become Bruce Gilden, or whoever, okay? Because you've worked hard, because you have a being. Today a lot of photographers, you could switch the names. You wouldn't know who took the picture because they all do the same picture. But, for me, I worked a whole lifetime to this point to have my own style. A style that's me, not someone else's style, not a style that'll be popular commercially. Because if you look over my career, I'm very consistent. But all the pictures I do because I want to do those pictures. It's not for anyone else, my persona. He's cool. I mean, do you see him? There you go. Come on. I don't like these big corporations, okay? I like the little man. If you look at magazines, they do such harm to young people because, you have to be no pimples, you have to have big breasts, you have to be thin. They don't even realize the harm they do to people, okay? By all the things that are in. I wanted to do faces for years. I started this project with a certain idea in mind, people left behind, but a lot of these people are totally invisible. And a lot of people don't want to see these people. They'll give lip service that they want to help and they care, but they really don't give a shit, okay? The pictures, they're not pretty, but they're beautiful. And to me, no matter what you are, whether you're a tough guy, gangster, prostitute, whatever, it doesn't matter what your job or your status in life is. It matters that you're visually interesting. I'm not your average person. I didn't have an average upbringing, okay? My parents didn't go very far in school. My father was a tough guy. My mother committed suicide. I mean, I've had a lot of experiences in life. And yet, I didn't know the strength I had till I became an adult. And when I mean strength, I mean inside. And everything I do is really not done for anyone else. That's who I am. You know, anybody who doesn't know China, and I don't know China, wouldn't see this side of the people, okay? They see like a monster, you know? And yet you have this side of the people that's so wonderful. And that's what's interesting. That's what I'm talking about. I had no idea. Look at me. No idea. And I'm so impressed. And you know that's not a fake. I'm not saying, we're not even talking about photographs now. We're talking about just being impressed with the people. I'm happy. Yeah, you can't fake that. Just like you can't fake what they are. You know, of course it feels good to have some success and popularity, okay? But I think the important thing is just to know who you are and maintain who you are your whole life, no matter what anybody says. I've had my detractors, I have my fans, but I'll always be the same. We have a foundation. We can go to our strengths, we can go to our weaknesses, but the foundation I don't think ever changes. And, you know, with myself, I can look in the mirror every day and say, you know, I've done pretty well for myself, because for me, you know, I kept along that line no matter what anybody said, positive or negative. And, you know, I think I've taken some pretty good pictures.